Hi everyone, welcome to Low Carb Revelation. I am Paula and I live a keto lifestyle. I have been eating a keto diet for a year now and it has become a lifestyle for me. I have experienced a ton of great health benefits since I have been living keto. You can check some of my other videos to see what has happened to my body since I have been on keto. The number one thing is I have cured my debilitating migraines, and I also have stopped the joint pain in my body. There are a lot of other health benefits that I have experienced. I will continue eating this way. In today's video, I want to talk about the upcoming holidays. Last year, I started doing keto in November. It was right around Thanksgiving. I kind of struggled through the holidays because I was just learning. This year, I have a plan. Now that I know a lot more and I know how carbs affect my body. I have my notes here in front of me. I wrote down my plan of action of how I plan on getting through the holiday season. I'm going to share my plan with you. It's not going to be that hard this year for us because my son and daughter-in-law, they are the ones that host all of our family gatherings at their house. They are doing keto right now too. That is really going to help a lot because we have been putting a meal plan together, but we do have other family members that do not do keto. I have another son and his wife, and I have my mom and my husband's mom and my aunt that do not practice the keto diet. So we don't want to force them to eat completely keto dinners for the holidays. So there will be options for them that are not keto. That will present a little bit of a challenge, but we plan on having other things that are going to be satisfying to us that we can enjoy and not partake in those foods. The first thing I'm going to share with you is the foods that I plan on avoiding this year through the holiday season. They are foods that I already avoid, but they are foods that are going to be around. Me and my husband are both keto. We don't have these foods around us. So I did make a list of things that I will avoid during this holiday season. The first thing is potatoes of any kind, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, all of that. I want to avoid those. Pastas are another one, mac and cheese, pasta salad, spaghetti salad. Those things will be avoided by me. Baked beans, they're high in sugar and carbs. Rolls, any kind of rolls or bread. Cranberry sauce is another one. Now, my daughter-in-law has a recipe for a sugar-free cranberry sauce that she is going to make from fresh cranberries, and I may try that, but I will not be having the traditional full of sugar cranberry sauce. And stuffing. There will be stuffing for our Thanksgiving dinner because of the family members that like the stuffing. Potatoes, pastas, breads, and then desserts. I'm going to talk about some dessert options in just a minute. Dessert that is not keto, I will be running away from. So that is the things that I plan on avoiding. I wrote down a list of all the things that I can eat on a keto diet during the holidays, and it's actually longer than the list of things that I have to avoid. So that is a really good thing. Unless you're a vegetarian, the holiday dinners usually center around meat. So we plan on having a lot of meat this year, and I am actually bringing the turkey, and I'm really excited because I ordered a turkey from a farm and I'm going to pick it up. It's going to be fresh. Since I am picking up the turkey, everyone asked that I would roast the turkey. So I'm going to be roasting the turkey at my house and then taking it over to my son's house. And my mother is bringing a ham. So turkey and ham, yes, I can eat both of those. I'm also going to make some green beans. And I'm actually going to make that recipe for you at the end of this video. So hang out until the end and I will show you how I make green beans. It's not really the famous green bean casserole that everyone makes around the holidays. I think with the ingredients that I'm going to be using will give it some of the vibes of the green bean casserole, if that makes sense. And so it's not even a casserole, it's just a stir fry on top of the stove. I'm not a huge fan of mashed cauliflower, but mashed cauliflower is a great alternative to mashed potatoes. You can boil your cauliflower, mash it up with your butter and your salt and your heavy cream, whatever you use for your mashed potatoes, and you can mash them up. A lot of people really like them, so that is a great alternative. I said that I was going to be making some of the egg white bread. I'm going to try to make some rolls with that. Another thing that is at a lot of family dinners, a lot of work parties and that kind of thing is veggies and dip. or meat and cheese trays. Those are great to have when you're standing around conversating, but I just will avoid the crackers. Brie cheese is another one. I have a recipe that I take a brie cheese wheel and I roast it in the oven, and I put some caramelized onion on top. It's really delicious, and it's great for serving with the egg white bread. I'm gonna link a lot of my recipes down below of the things that I'm recommending today, things that I do have recipes of. A lot of these foods are great for people who are non-keto too. The green beans recipe would be great. This brie cheese would be great. There's a lot of things that you can have that others will enjoy that aren't doing keto. Salad is also a great choice to have. Deviled eggs is another great side dish to enjoy, so we'll be having those. I think that is a really good long list of food choices to enjoy during the holiday season. Now let's talk about desserts real quick. Desserts can really get you off track, and usually there are a lot of desserts during the holidays. I have been requested at times by my keto family and my non-keto family to make my keto cheesecake. It is delicious and everyone loves it. And so this year I am making the cheesecake. I will link my cheesecake recipe down below that you can top it with fresh berries. I also done a video on lemon meringue pie. I've done a video on snickerdoodle cookies. I plan on here in the next couple of weeks making some cookie recipes for Christmas time, and I will let you know how they turn out and may even do some videos. Christmas cookies have always been a tradition at our house. I'm gonna be working on finding a sugar cookie recipe because I have grandsons and they love making cutout cookies and decorating them. I plan on making the snickerdoodle cookies, and there are a couple other cookies that I have in mind of trying out and making them keto, and I will let you know. Maybe I will do a cookie video because those are great to have around during the holidays. They're great when you're sitting around drinking coffee and you just want to have a cookie. My foods to avoid list, my foods to indulge in list, and then the desserts that I'm going to be making. Before I make the green beans, I'm just going to share a few little tips with you of some ideas that I came up with for those that are going to be going to dinner for the holidays and want to avoid going off track. The first tip is, if you're going to dinner at someone's house, offer to take a side dish or two and a dessert. Most people like to contribute anyways when they're going to a dinner somewhere. So if you think about this, most people already have the meat part, which is a big part of the keto diet. And if you take a couple of side dishes along that are keto friendly and a dessert, you'll be able to have the meat and the sides and dessert and be able to share with others. A lot of the recipes that you can make that are low carb, people who are not on a keto diet will enjoy them as well, especially this green bean recipe that I'm going to show you. It's super quick, it's super easy, and it is low carb. I think that people who are not on a keto diet would enjoy it as well. If you're hosting the dinner at your house, and let's say you're the only one keto and your family is not keto, I would recommend to go ahead and do what we're doing and plan on having a couple of dishes for those people to enjoy, but also make sure that you're going to have side dishes and desserts and things that you're going to be able to indulge in as well. If you have other choices for yourself, you're less likely to get off track by indulging in some of the other high carb foods. It does take a little bit of planning ahead and a little bit of work, but it is worth it. If you're going to a holiday party, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's, maybe a work party or an event at church, and you know that there's going to be a lot of cookies and punch and all of these things, I recommend eating before you go. That way, when you go, and if there's not a lot of options for things that you can enjoy, you're not going to be tempted to eat things that are going to take you off track. I recently went to a little gathering, and I happened to eat before I went to the gathering because of the time of the gathering. And when I got there, there was literally nothing that I could eat. Everything was high carb. There wasn't even a veggie and dip tray, which usually at a lot of functions, there will at least be some veggies that you can munch on while you're sitting there and talking to people. Well, there was nothing. I was so glad that I was not hungry when I went. I ended up finding the coffee, and I made myself a big coffee, and I sat at the table and I talked with everybody as long as I had my coffee in my hand to be able to sip, and I wasn't hungry and I didn't feel deprived because I ate before. It takes a little bit of planning, a little bit of preparation, and it pays off. That is my plan for the holidays. I really feel that I am strong enough to get through the holidays without falling for all of these high carb foods that are just not good for my body, that are gonna cause me to have headaches and joint pain. I think about that a lot, and I am tempted to have something that I shouldn't have. Do I wanna deal with the joint pain? Do I want a chance getting a migraine? And that really keeps me on track. So just wanted to share those things with you today. I'm gonna head over to the stove and I'm gonna show you how I make this green bean side dish real quick that maybe you would wanna take to Thanksgiving dinner. I'll see you in a few. So I am starting out here with some butter in a skillet. I am making half of a recipe today. I will put the recipe down below in the description from my blog of how to make this recipe. Double, triple, whatever you need for the size crowd that you have. And so I'm starting out with some butter here in this skillet. I have 2 slices of bacon that I cut up into little pieces and a little bit of onion that I diced up. And the first thing I'm gonna do is just cook this up. I'm gonna be using canned green beans for this recipe. These are already cooked and I only need to heat these through. You can use frozen green beans and you can also use fresh green beans, which are really good. You just have to make sure that you cook the green beans longer. Obviously, if they're fresh, they're gonna need a longer cooking time. But today, I'm just using canned and they come out really good. So I'm just gonna cook this bacon and onions together in this butter. I'm also gonna be adding a little bit more bacon fat that I had in my jar here because I just want it to be a little bit more fat. Make this in advance if you're taking this to someone else's house to serve, and just put it in a container and warm it up when you get there, reheat it when you get there. And I am not gonna drain the grease from this. I'm gonna go ahead and add my green beans. Turn my heat down a little bit. And I also have a small can of mushrooms. And stir that in. I'm going to be using some Redmond's smoked salt. This is the chef's blend. I really, really love the smoked salts. They have these on Redmond's website. I will link it down below. I have a discount link if you want to go and shop. But they have this in a 3-pack of 3 different smoked salts, which would be a great Christmas gift, even for people who are not keto. Smoked salts are amazing, and I like them on the green beans because it really gives it a smoky flavor. You can use regular salt as well if you don't have smoked salt. And just some pepper. And once it is all heated through, I'm gonna add my last ingredient. And that is grated Parmesan cheese. I am just gonna sprinkle this on the top. Get ready to serve these up. If you're taking this to a dinner and you make this ahead of time, I would recommend keeping the cheese separate, and after you reheat it and get ready to serve it, put the cheese on it. Then that is how you make this green bean and mushroom side dish. In my mind, it does have the green bean casserole vibes to it, and I think it's even better. I think we all have been trained to let food be the center of our gatherings. I've been changing my mindset too. The whole point of gatherings is being around your friends, your family, your loved ones, and then enjoying some food with them. They are the most important part. Then comes the food, and there are lots and lots of foods that we can enjoy this holiday season without getting ourselves off track. Just have to take that time to prepare and think ahead. So be encouraged. And that's all I have for you today. I will see you in my next video. Do subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my future videos. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day, and God bless.